Hello and welcome. You're watching Business Today Television. I'm Sakshi Batra and this is our festive special conversation. It's been an unprecedented rally for gold and silver thus far, and all eyes are now on finding out what really comes in next for these precious metals as well. Now, to decode what the surge has been all about and what are the factors behind it, what is the signal for investors at all-time high levels for gold and silver, well, there is nobody better than the legendary investor himself, the author and the commodity guru, Mr. Jim Rogers, the man who has actually seen and call multiple market cycles as well, from commodity booms to financial busts. And in this conversation, we will be delving into finding out his own outlook on gold, silver, global currencies, equities, and to ask whether this rally has more steam or if caution should be the watchword. Let us welcome Mr. Jim Rogers on the program. Warm welcome to you, sir. Thank you so much for taking the time out. It's always such a good time that we have by speaking to you, and this more than all the other times, because gold and silver are shining absolutely bright. I want to understand from you, did the commodity guru himself anticipate the 60% year-to-date rally on gold and a 90% rally on silver himself?
Well, I own both. I am not selling. I hope that my children own my gold and silver someday. Everybody should own some gold and everybody should own some silver.
So, Mr. Rogers, I want to ask you, in this run-up, were you able to catch most of this rally yourself, or did you too miss it?
No, I own gold and silver. I have never sold any of my gold and silver. I bought more silver recently, not gold. Silver was down. Gold was at all-time high, so I bought more silver. But I own both. I'm not selling either.
You're not selling either, even at these all-time highs, which actually gives us an understanding that you still believe that there is more to this rally even after the surge that we have seen. Do you believe that?
I know that in your lifetime and in my lifetime, everybody should own gold and everybody should own silver. Yes, there will be some fluctuations, but everybody should own gold and silver.
Mr. Rogers, traditionally, most of the financial experts, at least in India and globally as well, have believed that at least 15 to 20% or 10 to 15% of your overall investment portfolio should be allocated to gold and silver, because it was always seen as a hedge. But over the last couple of years, specifically this year, there has been so much FOMO, especially because Indian markets have given virtually zero returns. Globally, some markets have done much better than India. But when we compare Indian equities to what has happened between gold and silver and the rally there, this whole question of how much should you own in terms of gold and silver, what would you advise?
Well, everybody has to decide that themselves, but I do repeat that everybody should own some gold and everybody should own some silver. Put it under the bed, put it in the closet, but everybody should own some gold and everybody should own some silver. For me, if they go down, I hope I am smart enough to buy more. I am not buying now, but if they go down, I hope I will buy more.
So at what level would you be a buyer, Mr. Rogers, for both gold and silver, since you did say that all-time highs you're not investing, but at what level will it be comfortable for you to start investing again?
I don't know. I will watch BT TV. They will tell me.
That's an interesting one. But help us understand, where do you see this rally headed for both gold and silver? How much of an upside do you think can we still see from these levels?
Well, I mean, I'm not very good at market timing. I'm bad at market timing, so I don't know. My approach to investing in gold and silver is when they are down and when nobody wants them, when everybody is in despair, I hope I'm smart enough to buy more. I don't ever want to sell my gold and silver. I want my children to have my gold and silver someday. So next time that they go down, I hope I will watch BT TV and I will buy more.
Okay. Help us understand, Mr. Rogers, For those who may be thinking at investing, all the investors who have been facing a lot of fear of missing out on this rally and are now for the first time trying to invest in gold and silver, will they be safe to still invest at these times?
Well, if you do not own any gold and silver, yes, you should start. It's not a good time, but yes, you should start, at least start small, because everybody should have some, and you need to start. If you do not have any, please start.
And do you always believe that physical gold and silver is the best way to own gold and silver? And or do you think these newer ways of ETFs, mutual funds, digital gold can also be seen as good investment ideas?
Well, everybody's always coming up with new ways to invest. Yes, there's nothing wrong with ETFs, there's nothing wrong with these ways to invest. As long as you have it in a good place that is safe, sure, by all means. Figure out what you're most comfortable with and then buy some.
I think the last time around when I spoke to you, Mr. Rogers, you had said that you were more bullish on silver than gold, and you just now said that you did buy some silver in its run up rather than gold. Are you still preferring silver over gold even at these prices?
Well, now silver's run up a lot, so no, 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 I do not prefer. I am not buying either right now. But if one goes down, I hope I am smart enough to buy more. I own silver. I own gold. I bought some silver before, as you know. But I am not buying either right now because both have been going up a lot.
What do you think makes silver, having run up and outperforming gold by a wide margin this time around, sir?
Well, I mean, silver's run up a lot because it was down more. Gold was making all-time highs 2 months ago. Silver was not. Silver was down. I mean, I and other people, I guess, were buying silver because it was down. I'm not very smart, but I know if something's down, I had rather buy it than buy something at the new highs. But I own both. I am not selling either.
You're not selling either at this price as well, and you do believe that even in our lifetimes we are going to be seeing much higher levels than where they are even now. $4,000 already and more, $4,090 for gold and $51 and more for silver. Can we see the prices double in our lifetimes as well from where they are for gold and silver? Do you think that's possible, or many times over?
In our lifetime, yeah, I hope you live long enough to see more than double. I hope you have a very long life because go down to the market. I learned from Indian women in the markets about buying silver and about buying gold. Go down to the market. You'll see what the Indian women are doing, and you should do it too.
Absolutely. Now help me understand, what are the factors? We've been seeing central banks world over, of course, consistently buying gold at this point in time. Do you also believe that they will continue unabated looking at the geopolitical and the external risks that we are faced with at this point in time, along with households, like you pointed out for Indian households? It's the central banks that are now picking up, their investments in gold. How are you looking at that?
Well, if you look around the world, most governments are printing a lot of money, and most governments are running up big debts. The United States is the largest debtor nation in the history of the world now. I mean, these are major economic factors that we have to consider. Most countries are debasing their currency. And when everybody's debasing their currency, for hundreds of years throughout history, silver and gold have been a good way, usually the best way to protect yourself. So I own gold, I own silver. Many economists will say, don't waste your time. I don't care. I know what history says. Go down to the market. You will see Indian women are down there buying gold and silver as they have been doing for centuries. I learned, and I hope I'm smart enough to buy more gold and more silver if they go down.
Mr. Rogers, for somebody who is still trying to understand how do you determine the right price, the right value for gold and silver, since gold does not have any earnings or maybe an intrinsic value, how does one really decide when you go to buy that this is the right price or the fair price that I'm buying gold at?
I wish I could have an answer to that. You should watch BGTV, they will tell you. All I know is that when silver's down, when gold is down, and people are saying, I'm not going to buy any gold and silver, that is usually a time to buy. When
Okay.
people are giving up, that is usually the best time to buy.
Okay. Mr. Rogers, if at this stage I ask you between all the other asset classes, so gold, silver, equities, to take these three at least primarily, at this stage, where are you more bullish on?
Well, right now, I own gold and silver. I've sold many equities. I still own equities in Uzbekistan. I still own equities in China. But I've sold most of my equities. Most stock markets around the world have been extremely strong in the last few weeks. So when everything is going up, it's usually, at least for me, that's a time to sell. So I have sold most of my shares in most of the world. I still own China. I still own Uzbekistan. But I am not selling my gold. I am not selling my silver. If they go down, I will buy more. If shares go down, I hope I will be smart enough to buy more.
Absolutely. So we do see some parts of the world at record high levels for equities. US is at record high levels. We're seeing a lot of Asian markets like Japan at all-time high levels. But India, in comparison, this year has given virtually no returns on the Indian stock markets, at least on the exchanges level. I want to understand from you on India, what is your stance, Indian equities per se?
Well, for the first time in my investing life, I think that Delhi understands that it is okay to be successful. They want people to be successful. All of my life, Indian politicians have said they want people to be successful. They didn't mean it. They didn't really like rich people. But I think that now Delhi understands success is good, being rich is good. So it's a major, gigantic change in the Indian mentality. So for the first time in my life, I want to buy Indian shares with the knowledge that the government now finally understands that profit and success is good. It's a major change in India. It's very, very exciting for India.
So, would you invest in Indian equities now at this stage, looking at what would be the key factors that you would look at? Of course, one is, of course, the right direction that the government is driving it into. That's you clearly have mentioned. But apart from this, we've been seeing foreign investors consistently sell, even though the domestic investors, they have been pumping in money all this while along. How would you really look at what the foreign investors are looking and not looking at into the Indian markets right now?
But I don't know about others, but for me, if India goes down, I hope I am smart enough to buy more. I don't like buying at all-time highs, but if it goes down, I hope I am smart enough to buy India again.
Okay. And apart from India, you still own China. Which are the other markets that you like at this point in time? Any other equities?
Well, China, Uzbekistan, but most markets around the world have been going up. Everybody's been having a very, very good time. The American stock market's been going up for 15 years. That's the longest in American history. It's great if you own American shares. I sold because I see everybody having a very good time, and that worries me when everybody's happy. I
Do you
sold too
think?
soon. I
Yeah.
don't mind selling too soon. I'm just telling you, I did sell too soon.
Do you believe any of the asset classes are facing a bubble like territory at this point in time? What about equities? What about gold and silver? Is there any sort of a bubble that might burst anytime?
Well, all of these markets are making all-time highs, and when you have everybody making all-time highs, that is usually a sign to start worrying. I don't know what's going to happen. You can watch BTTV, but I do know that when everybody is having a good time, you should ask questions and get worried.
What about currencies, Mr. Rogers? How are you looking at the dollar index? It has slipped sharply since Donald Trump has assumed office. Have you seen any meaningful recovery there? Are you looking at dollar as a potential investment at this stage?
I own US dollars, not because it's a sound currency. It's not. America's the largest debtor nation in world history. But most people in the world think of it as a safe haven. Therefore, I own US dollars. But I will confirm to you or confess to you, I'm looking for something to compete with a dollar. I don't know what it is yet. I am looking for a new competitor to the US dollar. If you know what it is, please do not announce it on BTTV. Send me an email because I am looking for the new competitor to the US dollar.
Okay, Mr. Rogers is looking at a competitor to the US dollar at this stage and is open to it. How about the other asset classes, Mr. Rogers? What about Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies? Have you started to gauge something about it?
Well, I certainly watch and am interested. I have never bought nor sold short any cryptocurrencies because I do not understand that they have any value. Maybe they do, and I just don't understand it. But I have never bought nor sold any cryptocurrencies. I have never sold short any cryptocurrencies. I'm watching and trying to figure out what to do. So far, I've done nothing. I wish I had bought Bitcoin when it was $2. We all do. So I am watching, but I do not know what to do yet.
Okay. Okay. Help me also understand when it comes to the metals as beyond precious metals, the hardcore metals as well. How are you looking at some of those metals as well at this stage? Copper is again at a multi-year high. Are you looking at any of the other hard metals?
I am watching, but silver and gold are the only two that I own. I bought more silver a couple of weeks ago. If they go down, I will buy more. I am not thinking about buying the other metals. Maybe I should, but I am watching. All I'm doing is watching right now.
Do you think silver has gone up too swiftly in a very short period of time and it's not sustainable at this stage, at least in the near term?
Well, as you just pointed out, silver's gone straight up in the last 2 or 3 weeks. That usually means there's going to be a correction or a reaction. That's nearly the way markets work. It has nothing to do whether it's silver or whatever it is. That's the way markets work. When something goes straight up, it usually has a correction. If silver has a correction, if gold has a correction, I hope I will be smart enough to buy more of both.
More of both. Can you help us understand, Mr. Rogers, out of your own investment portfolio, how much of allocation do you do to gold and silver? And what part is equities? You did say that you've sold some equities because they've shot up to all-time highs at this stage. You were not comfortable owning them, but you're still comfortable owning gold and silver at this stage. And any dip will actually make you, invest more. How much of gold or silver do you think is enough?
It's a very good question. I will repeat that everybody should own some gold, everybody should own some silver, put it in the closet, put it under the bed. Everybody should have some because when there are problems, when there is turmoil or disaster, gold and silver always will work to save you in the end. Always, they always have, so I own both. I don't plan to sell them. I plan for my children to have my gold and silver someday. Everybody should own gold and silver because when there's a major problem, gold and silver have always saved you.
How do you assess the geopolitical crisis that we are facing in the world at this stage? Are we done yet? Will there be continued uncertainties in geopolitical crisis that we have to continue to face?
Of course, it's good for BTTV we have to watch. We have to ask you what's happening. And I assure you that we will certainly have more crises, political, economic, maybe even war. We always have. So, and when there's a serious problem, for hundreds of years, gold and silver have saved us, have saved the people who owned it. You remember Jesus Christ? Jesus Christ was sold for 30 pieces of silver. Even then, a couple of thousand years ago, silver was very important and very valuable.
Mr. Rogers, just in the end, help us understand, we've seen gold rally from $3,000 to $4,000 in this year, from March to October, in a very short period of time. Will we move from $4,000 to $5,000 in a similar short time, or will gold continue to be in a range-bound territory for some time now?
If it goes to 5,000, I will not be buying anymore. But if it goes down somewhere in the next year or so, I hope I'm smart enough to buy more. I repeat that I don't like buying things at all-time highs. But if gold has a reaction or silver has a reaction, I hope I will buy more. I don't think there's anything too much silver or too much gold, because the world is going to have more problems in the next few years. Silver and gold have always been the place to be when the world has problems.
Fantastic.
I'm not giving you investment. I'm just talking to you about history. Human beings. That's the way it's always worked.
Is that a silver glass that you're drinking water from, sir?
Yes, it's a silver goblet. Yes, it is. You're very smart.
That's wonderful. And do you own a lot of silver cutlery, and do you always, eat your food and drink from silver?
I do own a lot of silver goblets. You nearly always drink from silver goblets, yes.
Fantastic. Love that goblet on you, and would love to see some of your more fine crockery there. Thank you so much. Cheers to that, sir. Thank you so much. Hope we catch up again to talk more about gold and silver, and hope this rally is not getting more dizzy by the day, because like you said, $5,000 will be too much to invest, but before it slips below, you will be comfortable to buy both gold and silver.
Yes, if they go down, I will buy more. And if you're in Singapore, I will buy you if we can drink from silver goblets.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Hope you have a fantastic time, sir, and we will catch up with you around the corner. Thank you so much, viewers, for being with us on this special edition. That was Mr. Jim Rogers. Clearly mentioned that he has bought some silver in the run-up to these all-time high levels, even in the last few weeks. But gold he has largely stayed away from. He's hoping that there is some kind of a dip that he can invest more in gold and silver. He's not exited any of his gold and silver, but has sold equities of late, is what he believes. But he also mentioned if gold swiftly moves from $4,000 to $5,000, he will not be buying more gold, but he's waiting for some dips to come in where he can actually invest in at this point in time. But he does believe that definitely in our lifetimes we will see much higher levels of both gold and silver from where they are even at this point in time. Stay tuned with us. We will continue to get you all the festival related market conversations, gold, silver conversations, and help you out to create a glittering portfolio all this week. So stay tuned with us. Much more coming up on your screens. Markets move today to what's setting the stage for tomorrow. From tariffs to taxes, mutual funds to your daily stock queries.